welcome to Revisiting 1.0, where the whole goal of it is to look at Strive before the big 2.0 update. We'll look at the top tiers and the low tiers and everything that was interesting in between. We're going to be looking at the first broken top tier, the guy who ruined your day and you really didn't like fighting him when Strive was out. So Badguy, the Guilty Gear. Paul was in every beta up into this version of the game, so there was plenty of opportunities to kind of balance him out. During the betas, Sol Badguy was very strong. His command grab did 40%, and a lot of his damage numbers were actually insane during the beta. And the guy could play neutral too. With 1.0 coming around, the actual launch of the game, people were hoping that Sol Badguy was going to get touched up. They did it with some other characters like Potemkin and all that and toned them down, but Sol, he was a different story. He was a bruiser who beat his way in and could play neutral to a pretty solid degree. Time for the specifics, the main reason why you hate fighting Sol Badguy on the launch of the game. Well, Sol Badguy was the aggressive Shoto of the game, but I would say Sol's more of a rush down than an actual Shoto. It was more noticeable when you knew that he could actually do dash cancels. Before this was added as a universal mechanic where you could do dash carry cancels, Sol Badguy already had that, allowing him to do close slash and to dash close slash. Many of his tools could be dash cancelled, allowing for a ton of creative offense and combos and corner carry that nobody else in the roster would have. We didn't have things with Wild Assault or Roman Cancel having the fast lower tension penalty that it does now. So corner carry was really good for Sol Badguy meterlessly. He was able to get to the corner in a matter of seconds. This made his pressure basically free, and he was able to go. And if he hit you, he can always get you there. And that's not a fun place to be. And at this point in the game, Sol Badguy was one of the more tankier characters. He was a top 3 character when it came to tanking a hit. It's important as 1.0 was a very damaging version of GuiltyGearStrive. It was very easy to explode someone's health with a single combo. Having any leeway against that helped a ton. Surprisingly, he was good at neutral. Now, you know Sol Badguy is a bit of a stubby character that painstakingly throw himself in neutral until he eventually gets in. Either try a whip punish with a 2S or actually just enforcing a run-up mix. So let's get creative with getting in, and that's the way it is in current Strive. Back in the day though, the Sol did not have this issue, and that's because of one poke alone. 6S. This was a solve all option to everything in neutral. Why is that? Well, it reaches quite far, and as we know, Sol Badguy carries dash momentum, so doing a dash 6S would actually cover a good bit of screen, allowing him to whip punish or even get in or force mix with meter. Now, I know what you're thinking, that can't be it. And you're right, 6S was also a god poke in terms of the hitbox. Look at that. Look at that hitbox. That is absurd. You couldn't challenge it with a low profile, and you couldn't get over it very simply. You had to respect the space that it took because of the amount of screen space that it just represented. On counter hit, it used to launch the opponent up for a big combo, and Sol Badguy back in the day was basically a build-up when it came to creating combos. He could do whatever the hell he wanted. It wasn't easy to do whatever combo he wanted with Sol, but he could do whatever combo he wanted. And the damage was also high off of a counter at 6S, and the Oki was fantastic. Panda Revolver was also different as he couldn't do just the first attack. He could only do both, right? There was no choice of doing only the first attack yet. This meant on hit, you would always do the second hit, and the second hit gave you soft knockdown next to Sol, giving you an auto-timed Fafnir. That's another thing you probably didn't know about old Sol. This move, he couldn't special cancel it whatsoever, but it was Garuda Impact. This tool is like Garuda, except it automatically does the forward advancing. Mix that with the fact that Sol Badguy could do Karas as well, it's even more forward advancing. So as a meaty tool, you couldn't go wrong with a Kara Fafnir. This was dominating. As you can see, every tool paired well because we weren't done yet. Not done yet talking about 6S. It's just, this is what everything led into. His combo game was fantastic. The tools all paired well. It felt like despite the fact this version of Sol Badguy is busted, there was a good vision with it. There was a good understanding of how everything went together. What were the combos like? If he hit you with any form of counter hit, see that health bar? Gone. That is the nature of Sol Badguy. He was really good at destroying your health as if it was just paper thin. He could make any character look like melee rage if he wanted to. The combo wasn't done. 6S would lead to the corner carry, hard knockdown, and deal 40%. and anything in the corner would just delete a health bar to almost 80%. And this was just common with Saul Badguy. This was just a common thing back in the day. It's a common thing with Saul right now. He's still really good at deleting your health bar off of certain interactions. He doesn't get to those certain interactions as often as he did here. In that version of Strive, he could do it almost all the time. Because all of his tools work so well, he got to his best scenario pretty often. So what was his pressure like? Combos and neutral are a different matter, but pressure is what really sells a character in current Strive. Saul's pressure was one of the best in the game. As a character that had access to high-low, strike throw, and a guard crush, he had everything you wanted on offense. Setups that led to meaty Fafnir, which was super plus and allowed him to do strike throw pressure, and if he thought he could kill you at low health, he could just do wild throw. At this point, did way more damage than it currently does. Wild throw was godlike back then. Not the best, but really good. If he didn't want to kill you through the command grab, he could do normal throw to keep the Oki instead. If you teched it, it was still kind of his turn because Saul Badguy is the king of offense. Meaty Fafnir, good. What else does he do for offense? And you know it, it's the can opener, it's the tool that everybody recognizes. Bar Slash. Bar Slash was ridiculous. It's still pretty good now, but back then it was even better. Dash momentum, he's able to keep punching away as if he doesn't give a damn. Like that one video, the guy who punches that window. With Saul, it gets even better though. The universal mechanics were very different in this version of Strive. Notice the FD? Well, this is supposed to push back Saul even further, but it's not. The other thing, in this version of Strive, FD acts like the way it did in Xrd, where it gives the defender more block stun, meaning Saul isn't +2 here, he's +4. You have to pick the correct mash option to beat Far Slash at the Far Slash. Saul Badguy was still close enough to keep doing it. This 5H counter hit still hits like a truck. Start to see how everything links together. He could do Far Slash at Far Slash like he does now, except it's way scarier as the gap is smaller, and 5H is still a fantastic counter hit too. Mix that with Old Risk. Old Risk, if you didn't know, used to give you more damage in a combo than it does currently. And I mean, way more. This is a 1-bar combo with 20 risk. Ship is dead. Also want to say thanks to Envy for giving me all my clips and info. Greatly appreciated as this helped a ton. Saul Badguy was already pretty strong, and then the system mechanics works against you, the defender that's against Saul Badguy. You see why everything didn't feel good fighting this fella, huh? To go back to the combo stuff, 6p used to be a wall bounce. So off of 5k in the corner, it was optimal to do 5k 6p into clean hit volcanic. That's 30-40% off of a 5k. That's what you get for mashing on Saul during his pressure, I guess. I don't know. Also, his 5k used to be a free framer. His defense was scary to fight against because if you were in a -1 scenario or you're +1 up on him, he could do 5k to just ignore that. Because that comes out in 3 frames, your jab comes out in 5. Did the maths. 4 frame gap. Free frame. It beat that. Free frame come out faster. As we saw a second ago, 6p near the corner as well. Clean hit, 30%. You couldn't mash on this guy. It was very, very uncomfortable dealing with that free frame mash, knowing that everything that you know against every other matchup about the 5 frame spacing, 5 frame gaps, that's different. That's so much different. He cheated. How else was the defense ridiculous? Well, he had an old relic of Strive that doesn't exist anymore. DPRC. DPRC was super busted as it allowed you to escape any form of offense whatsoever. Just take a turn. You just took a turn. Straight. You did an invincible get up and took a turn. People look back at this and say, I missed Strive when it was like this. No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't want to block this against Saul Badguy after what we just discussed. This was a core mechanic and I'm happy it's dead. And it got worse on Leo, by the way, but that's a whole other topic. DPRC was super busted. Able to escape pressure, and you were able to put your opponent in a 50-50 high-low. And in Saul's case, strike throw. Not a fun mechanic. Not a fun mechanic. The only way to beat DPRC was to do meaty throw, as you could grab these start up of a DP. However, DPs came out in 7 frames, so if you didn't grab them between the 5 to 6 frame window, you got DP'd. And that little gap is tight to call. It is so hard to catch that little gap on a wake up DP. Once you got it down, you could punish them with a throw, but also keep in mind you're doing a meaty throw. And if they didn't do DP, what does that mean? You just took a massive risk. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. The thing about DPRC just sucked as an interaction. It really did. And this just made it worse, if I'm honest. Everything about this sucks. Straight up. I'm happy this is gone. Just strike throw damage, guard crushing, offense, combos, high lows, DPRC. You could tell why Saul Badguy was an easy top tier on the launch of Guilty Gear, but he wasn't an easy character to pick up. His combo game required good execution and understanding of how to get into it. For example, I tried picking up Saul multiple times in the past because Potemkin sucked doo-doo feces in Season 2. That's another video that's coming at one point. This was fun to me. However, it was super difficult, so I respect Saul's to a degree, but this character was a massive piece of shit back in the launch of Strive. Saul Badguy will forever live as the top tier who started off Strive. It's still one of the more interesting characters to watch on the roster. Very happy of his current state, where he isn't super busted anymore like he was, and the system mechanics not being as busted as they were like FD or DPRC. But it is a shame, not many Sauls are a fan of current Saul, and I do feel sorry for that. That is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to like and subscribe, as it means a ton. Hype it up and tell me who you want me to cover in revisiting 1.0, because I had a ton of fun with this video. Asking Envy for help was just a great reach out to. He told me everything that I needed to know about the Saul in the past. But that's it for today's video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya!